A team led by paleobiologist Richard Norris from University of California, San Diego decided to monitor a set of test rocks that were deliberately placed on the lake bed in the winter of 2001. The rocks were watched remotely using a high-resolution weather station, and they were watched for a long time because the stones can sit for more than a decade without moving. Norris said in a release that the team expected to wait for 5 or 10 years without anything moving. But around the end of 2013, the rocks began moving. Okay, I just gotta say, best job ever. Getting paid waiting around for rocks to move. Not trying to downplay the significance of this finding, but can you imagine how the funding process went? Yeah, we need a bunch of money to fund this project. We're gonna go monitor rocks and see if they move. Probably take us like, only 5 to 10 years. In December 2013, researchers discovered that the playa was covered with a pond of water about 7 centimeters deep. Rock movement occurred shortly after. The team was able to chronicle a set of events that set the rocks in motion. First, the playa fills with water that must be deep enough to form floating ice, but shallow enough to expose the rocks. When nighttime temperatures dip, the pond forms thin sheets of ice which can move freely, but are thick enough to maintain strength. Then when the sun comes out, the ice melts and breaks up into large floating panels, and light winds drive these ice panels across the lake bed, pushing the rocks in front of them and leaving trails in the soft mud. Rocks moved under light winds at about 3 to 5 meters per minute by ice that was only 3 to 5 millimeters thick. The rocks remained in motion for a few seconds to 16 minutes. Researchers say they observed some rocks traveling more than 60 meters in one motion. Because they only used small test rocks, the scientists say they can't be 100% sure about their theory since they haven't observed how the bigger, heavier rocks moved. So guys, the mystery is not completely solved. How did these massive giant rocks move about? Maybe through the same conditions as smaller rocks, but maybe not. Personally, I like the mystery of it all, but let me know what you guys think. Do you guys feel the mystery of the sailing rocks has finally been revealed? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. All right, thanks. See you later. Hey guys, it's Mikey Chen. When we think of Romania, the first thing that comes to mind, or at least for me, is vampires, specifically Dracula. But there's more to Romania than these blood-sucking beings. In fact, Romania is home to one of the strangest rock formations ever, the Chovens. There exists a museum called the Chovens Museum Natural Reserve in the south of Romania, outside the village of Costeschi. In this museum, you can find Chovens were strange living stones that can grow and even move. The museum has been commissioned to protect these strange living stones since 2004 and currently holds some of the biggest Chovens in the world. Chovens is a synonym for the German term Sandsteinkonkretionen, which means concrete sand. And the name was introduced by the Romanian naturalist M. Mărgosi in his work The Tertiary in Ostenia. Chovens are supposedly sandstone concretions that grow or move and even multiply as if they are alive. They usually have smooth and edgeless shapes and are cylindrical, nodular, and spherical. Chovens develop these inconsistent shapes as they grow and multiply due to irregular cement secretion. The weight of Chovens ranges from a few grams to several tons, and they can grow from a few millimeters to as large as 10 meters. The weird thing is that some of the tallest Chovens were actually quite small some years ago. Apparently, the smaller they are, the faster they grow, kind of like kids. Another strange thing about these rocks is that they also have ellipsoidal and spherical rings when cut, just like tree trunks. Not only that, they can also move like the sliding rocks in Death Valley. For example, researchers photographed a Choven for around 14 days to see its average amount of steps within those days. And at the end of the experiment, they found that the stone moved by 2.5 millimeters. Although that's a very small amount of movement, it does prove that the stones are capable of walking on their own. Academics, however, are skeptical about the Chovens walking, but they don't deny the possibility of such movement. They think that one explanation to Chovens walking is the cooling or heating of the soil that may cause the stones to move. In other words, they think outside factors are affecting the stone and the stone itself is not actually moving. In regards to their origins, there are many theories